Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first Cafe and Diner Archives video on this channel. I do have to start with an apology, because I had wanted to start with this CAD00 because I'm doing the CAD set of receipts to start. Well, apparently, from what I understand looking into this a little bit, CAD00 is an enigma among the community for the Cafe and Diner archives. I don't think anybody's figured this one out from what I can tell, and the one wiki that is supposed to be for this is down, so I can't get any help with that. But if you can tell, it is a DD, which is a diner, meaning it is the most difficult one. It is also a knowledge clue. It's 4 words, and this is the password hint. When I come to correct. The only thing I can figure out is that it has to do with this tag errata. Errata is a list of errors in a printed work discovered after printing and shown with corrections, so I'm assuming it has something to do with that. It has something to do with that, and it has something to do with an entry in the archives somewhere, but I just can't figure out what it is. And I've spent the last hour trying to kind of figure out what exactly the password is. I can't come up with anything. So if anybody in the community has any idea what this password could possibly be, or point me in the direction of what the answer is for this, I would greatly appreciate it. With that, we will go ahead and start the CAD01. There's 4 of these in total. Would be 5 if I could figure out what CAD00 is, but we will start with CAD01, which was put out August 8th, 1988. It is by Baltimore, or number 8. It says, I am prone to meticulous note-keeping and journaling. However, seeing as Mon Amour and my trusted associate have decided to embark on this joint venture with me, it only makes sense to have a system of joint note-keeping. Of course, I've informed them of our most unusual of circumstances regarding the timing of our business. Felix was easy to assure, but Lucy, she was of course filled with questions. I'm not sure who Lucy or Felix are, but I'll have to look into that a little bit. I'm assuming they're customers of some sort. I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I've done what I can to play ignorant to the obvious, but I am unsure how long I can keep her out of the loop. Some may think it foolish for me to air these thoughts in any form she could discover, but let's be honest, my mind is already an open book to her. Speaking of, these receipts will need to be encrypted. The problem with more conventional means of encryption is that most of our customers can see through simple mathematical tricks. We will need to employ a system of puzzles, riddles, and logic, along with more standard ciphers to ensure that most customers cannot breach our receipts without proper permission. Mon Amour has already shown me what does and doesn't keep our customers out. Of course, there is nothing stopping the more intrepid from working out our little puzzles. They're talking about customers, meaning their enemies, probably the lighthouse, trying to get in there, or the government, probably both. I suppose for now, while it is just us, I see no reason to establish any formal rules among partners. However, I will set one rule which both of you should find more than reasonable. To prevent certain prying eyes that are fixated on certain keywords and are utilizing errata-based meta-filters, there's that frickin' word again. Under no circumstances shall you write, type, think, or speak the number. I'm assuming 8. In context or out of context, it doesn't matter. The usual substitutes are acceptable. Worst case, I'm sure they're already reading this, or have read this, or will read this. I've never been too sure how it works. One day we can look back on this and laugh, or cry, whatever suits the mood. Yours eagerly again, the number that always follows after 7, which is 8. I'm assuming that's what they mean by saying never speak the number. We've got CAD02, which is August 16th, 1922. And it's from Baltimore as well. It says, finally things are set up. The largest obstacle in setting up our interconnected communication system was surprisingly not the technology, but a lack of good parts. Thankfully, Mon Amour was able to get what we needed from her place. Never been a fan of foreign technology, but if it works, works. These devices, which I am calling CAD comms, short of course for Cafe and Diner communicators, will need to be updated in a few years, but by then, I'm hoping my trusted associate will be able to assist in their production. To that end, I've begun helping him set up a small electronics company back east called Barista Technologies to aid us later in the production of vital cafe equipment. For now, the CAD comms are capable of handling 3 types of receipts: cafe and diner. Cafe will be our secure line of communication in which we are free to speak more loosely. However, I remind both of you it is not entirely secure. It won't be long until we are on the government's radar with technology like this. So, still speak with some secrecy. Diner will act as our less secure channel. I find this will be valuable as we deal with third-party contractors and associates. Perhaps as we hire some baristas, they will mainly use this channel. Due to this lack of security, I expect all diner communications to be fairly encoded with our own lingo. Finally, there was room for a third channel, and so I went with obvious choice and named it Anne. Interesting. I figure we can use it for top secret info. It won't be cataloged like cafe and diner channels, so you will need specific index numbers to reach and receipts, along with the casual password security. If for whatever reason an and receipt is necessary, I'm sure you can find a way to convey the index number without conveying the index number. You're both very clever. Tomorrow is a new day, A1HZ26. Okay. Number 3 was posted on the 23rd of August, so let's do that one. Things are coming together rather nicely. We've secured our physical location in Long Beach, and now we just have a few minor details to put together. We've all agreed that it is better to hold off on hiring baristas until all our debts are paid. Probably smart. Monomore is more than fine keeping this and our special little club, but my trusted associate grows understandably anxious. He has associates of his own who he thinks would be great fits for the cafe and diner. For now, my most trusted associate, you must believe me that lying low until our finances are all in place is the safest move. You must understand that we wouldn't want to let anyone go due to a lack of funds. And yes, I know they will work for free, but it doesn't sit right with me and Monomore. Pout all you like, majority rules. That reminds me, I've created this basic receipt template with a manager title field that has worked well as I've been the only one to use it, but you will both need titles as well once you start writing receipts. I feel the titles I would prefer are obvious, to say the least, Monomore and my trusted associate, if that's alright with you two, of course. Yours this week, Baltimore. And then the last one we have is at the very end of the month, CAD04 on the 31st, and it says, "Exciting things are happening, my dear trusted associate and Monomore. In just under a month, we've already made amazing progress towards our cafe and diner. We created our shared communication network and database, secured a physical location, and even had enough supplies to begin brewing our first cup for our customers. Of course, this is a dream we've shared for many years now, so it is exciting to finally see it take shape. Next month, I would like to see if we can't serve our first customer. Monomore has already picked out the perfect customer, Mr. Perez. He's rather friendly and should give us plenty of grace should our service be a bit shaky. And assuming all goes well with Mr. Perez, Monomore would also like us to serve Mr. Min, Mr. Andros, and Mrs. Barkley, though she is already quite close to those 3, so they will enjoy our service regardless of the actual quality. Additionally, I know you are getting antsy, my trusted associate. You want us to start hiring new employees right away. While the time is not right, I would be more than willing to meet with some of your chosen candidates. I would like to get a feel for them to see if they'd be right for this line of work. From what you've told me, they are skilled baristas, but it takes more than just serving coffee to work at the cafe and diner. It takes something special, something both of you already have in spades. And while this is only our first month, it feels like we are settling into something we are destined for. And that, to me, is more than half success. It is full success. Yours in August, JC. So we're seeing things in the first month coming together from Baltimore, who is the manager of this cafe and diner, of this business. We're getting little bits and pieces of the foundation of everything. We're seeing little bits and pieces of how things are put together, how the manager title came in, how they started coding things. We're already seeing the Mr., Mrs., Miss naming scheme, and from what I understand, those are code names given to the cryptids that these people go and find. I'm really, really excited to see where this goes. It's gonna be kind of slow because we're still feeling things out, but I'm very excited to see where this goes. And with that, I will see you in the next one where we cover the next chain of receipts. Until then, sweet nightmares. I wanted to take this time to thank my Patreons and channel members. Your support is so greatly appreciated, and I can't thank you enough. If you'd like to become a Patreon, there is a link in the description below, and if you'd like to become a channel member, just go ahead and click that join button and join the Truth Sleuths and Horror Hounds. All channel members and Patreons receive 24-hour access to videos prior to their public release and exclusive updates on my progress. After a certain tier, you can request that I do a certain topic or movie review, or you can even request that I do a game live stream, whichever works for you. At the highest tier, you not only get to choose the topic in which I cover, you get to either co-host the stream or the video that I do that covers said topic, no matter if it's one or multiple. Of course, this is not obligatory. If you want to support the channel, I greatly appreciate it, and once again, thank you so much.